Okay, so it's the 4th of October and I'm quite amazed that we've got a load of dandelions. We can see some here, we can see some down there. What we need to do is, if we're going to forage anything, make sure it's a nice clean area. Give them a shake, have a look, get rid of the bugs. Every part of the dandelion is edible. Now, I had a few a minute ago, they're a bit sour. These aren't too bad. You're not going to wet the bed if you eat dandelions. You're going to wet the bed because you couldn't be bothered to get out of the toilet. So let's all be okay and not worry about wetting the bed if we can do our dandelions. I've got a book that I thought I was going to introduce next year because the dandelions just disappeared very, very quickly. So this is a book, Leave No Trace, Foraging Dandelions. Thousands and thousands of children have tried the dandelion honey that we make at Back to Basics. So I thought that I would share what we do and how we do it with everybody. So one sunny morning, the Bushcraft man decided to teach the children about foraging. He gathered them around and said, "Today we will learn how to find food in the wild." The children were excited and ready to explore. They followed him into the countryside, eager to learn. The Bushcraft man pointed towards a vibrant patch of yellow flowers. "These are dandelions," he explained. "Did you know we can make a delicious jam from their petals? It's often called dandelion honey because of its golden colour." The children's eyes widened with curiosity as they carefully plucked the petals, mindful of leaving plenty for the bees. Next, the Bushcraft man led the children into the forest. They looked for hazel trees and found some good sticks. "We need to take some bark off these sticks," he said. The children carefully peeled back the bark. There we go. I think the illustrations on this one are really nice. Back at the camp, the Bushcraft man carefully built a small fire, teaching the children about fire safety. Next, it was time for dandelion honey. They gently shook the petals to remove the bugs. The Bushcraft man placed the petals and some lemon slices in a pan and cooked them slowly for 15 minutes. "It's best to let the mixture sit overnight," he explained. He then strained the petal mixture to remove the solid bits and measured out the same amount of sugar. After adding the sugar to the dandelion juice, he gently boiled it for 15 minutes. If you want it thicker, you can add special stuff called pectin and boil it longer, the Bushcraft man explained. A sweet smell filled the air and everyone eagerly anticipated tasting the final product. The Bushcraft man gathered the children around. He showed them a bag of flour and a bottle of water. "These are the main ingredients for our damper bread," he said. The children watched closely, eager to start. The Bushcraft man filled a large bag with flour. Then he slowly added water. "Let's mix it all up here to keep our hands clean," he said, showing how to knead the dough inside the bag. "We can add more flour if the damper bread is too sticky," he explained. We've done this with absolutely hundreds of children, and the bag is really essential because we have a lot of nose pickers. The Bushcraft man showed the children how to twist the dough around the sticks. Each child got a turn to wrap their dough. "Make sure it's tight," he reminded them. The children giggled as they twisted their dough. The children held their sticks over the fire. They turned them slowly to cook the dough evenly. The smell of baking bread filled the air. The children couldn't wait to taste their creation. There we go. One thing that I've also done with them is I've actually put sausages on the stick and then wrapped the bread and had a hot dog. Finally, the bread was ready. They spread the dandelion honey on the damper. The children took a bite and smiled. "This is delicious," they exclaimed. The Bushcraft man was happy to see them enjoy the fruits of their labour. "When foraging, it is important to respect nature," the Bushcraft man said. "Take only what you need and leave the rest." The children nodded, understanding the importance of leaving no trace. They promised to always be careful in the forest. I'll just show you these. Now just at the back here, we've got a recipe. So whenever I'm doing them, I always go to this recipe, and I always use 2 cups of fresh dandelion petals. It's about 100 grams, 4 slices of lemons, 1.5 cups of water, 1.5 cups of sugar. Okay, cooking time is about 15 minutes. And what we do is we'll normally find that I'll do 6 to 8 of these, depending on the school and how many children. Sometimes we can be cooking it for 60. Sometimes we have done 120 children that we've cooked this for on a school field. So thanks very much. Go and get some dandelions before they all disappear. Take care.